Hey, how's it going? It's Walsh here, sick as always. Welcome to episode 4 of the Secrets of the Atlas here on Ruthless SSF. Things have been going pretty well for me. I will say I definitely made some mistakes with my tree. I kind of waited too long into branching to other things other than map drop nodes, but I'll talk more about that later. The character is feeling really nice. I almost never die. The only deaths I really have is to mercenaries because they're insane. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you near the end. I have to tell you, the main thing I missed about Path of Exile is just the feeling of doing maps. Like, you're just going through the maps, you're killing stuff, you're picking stuff up as you go. I don't really know how to, like, describe it, but it just feels so nice and comforting. I just keep going into maps, keep coming out with stuff, even if you don't get anything crazy. I don't know, it just feels very relaxing. For some reason, I decided to waste a ton of currency crafting this axe for absolutely no reason. I just really wanted to try to get a new weapon, and as you might imagine, it did not work out for me. But I mean, sometimes you just have to gamble. You gotta do some crafting. Even if you know it's not gonna work out, you never know. Sometimes it actually might pay off, so I don't know. Feels bad to waste money, but you gotta do what you gotta do. I got an urgent order support, which is pretty nice. I figured I might as well try crafting again on this jewel. I didn't really go too hard on it. I just used a couple of orbs here, and honestly, it's not terrible. Okay. I mean, that's just how that's how crafting goes sometimes, I guess. I have been extremely lucky when it comes to support gems. Not necessarily gems for myself, but like just dropping gems all the time. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of enjoying it. Granted, like I said, I'm not really getting anything I need for this character, but just having a bunch of support gems really opens up your options once you are at the point of rerolling. Obviously, I can't reroll until I complete at least one red map on this character, but I'm not even saying I will reroll immediately, but it's just nice to have the option. I did get some pretty decent gloves. I mean, it's kind of fun getting like random gear that I'm probably never going to use. I mean, there's a chance I use it on somebody, but probably not. Oh my god. We got the dervish. There is, especially during this league with the mercenaries, there's a real possibility I try to do my intuitive Link Dancing Dervish character again, just because it's a really janky character and it's really fun. And a lot of people don't seem to think it's an actual build, but I mean, I'm not going to say it's like going to go destroy Maven or anything like that, but it's a pretty nice build. If I do end up rerolling after doing a red map, there's a good chance I play something using the Crest of Desire, just because it's a helmet I don't get to use very often, if ever. And, I mean, when you're looking at the helmet just by itself, it's basically like a 4-link just all by itself. And I'm sure there are some... Oh my god, we got Aventors. There's definitely some gems where it's probably even stronger than that. Yikes. I mean, whatever, I got something to waste Divines on. But yeah, anyway, like I said, most likely going to reroll some jank. I did wake up pretty early this morning. My first two boats I forgot to record because I'm an idiot. Didn't really get any currency. Funny enough, the last, like, 4 or 5 boats or whatever, I'm not really getting any alks anymore, which is a good thing, obviously. I don't want the boats to be overpowered, but I think I'm just kind of getting unlucky. Hey, I got a blight map. Nice. I don't really have, like, I don't have an amulet worth anointing right now, but, it's always good to get them. I am thinking about going for the Harbinger node. I'm starting to really think I did this order wrong. It's been so long since I've played PoE that for some reason I thought my method was to go from like rush to 30% maps and then take the nodes, which is definitely not the way I did it. But I'll talk more about that later. Anyway, I ended up corrupting the jewel I got, so now I have a corrupting blood jewel, which is actually fantastic. I can use that for pretty much any character during the Cyrus fight. Other than that, the Blight didn't really give me any loot, but I mean, 3 full inventories of rares on Ruthless is a pretty good amount of loot just by itself, so definitely not complaining. The main upgrade I need for my character right now is a weapon. Now, obviously, I'm not going to complain too much because my weapon is just fine. It's like 500 DPS or whatever, but it's definitely not great. I've been finding a lot of really good Chaos Res gear, not even just rings, but also some gloves and boots, which is always really nice to have. I got Infused Channeling, which again is an amazing support for Lightning Tendrils. I would really like to play Tendrils this league, especially since I've heard people say it was changed or buffed. I'm almost wondering if people are saying it got buffed, not directly. Hey, my first Kirac, finally, only took 100 maps. I'm not sure if it got directly buffed, or they're just saying it's buffed because now there's new support gems for it. But either way, I definitely want to give it a try. It's definitely not a gem I'd want to use with a Crest of Desire helmet, because honestly, Lightning Tendrils really needs a lot of good supports to make it, like, even just functional. But I don't know, maybe there's a possibility, maybe there's a way I could actually do that, but I kind of doubt it. The key rack I got actually gave me a tier 5 that I needed, or sorry, a tier 3 that I needed, which was my final one. And of course, he immediately sold me another map that I need. It's absolutely insane. Like, at Kirac's worst, like, you're getting almost always at least one completion, and then probably even more than that. But anyway, I'm going to change my tree up a little bit here. I think if I wanted to do Harbinger, I should have taken it earlier, but I'll talk more about that in a minute. But other than that, this tree is going pretty well. I'm pretty happy with everything. I haven't really been struggling for anything, but I am going to respec as you're seeing now because honestly, I just need to get the shaping nodes. The Kirac node is nice, obviously, it's good value, but the most important thing I need right now is just the shaping. So I want to talk about my Atlas tree here for a minute. It has been quite a while, and I did make a few mistakes. First of all, my initial plan was to just jump to 30% maps found and then get Harbinger, which is a mistake. I think if you're going to do the method of going Harbinger, you should probably take this node right here, around 16 to 20% increase maps found. And additionally to that, I think around 20-25% you should come up here, mainly to get the Shaping the World node. But like I talked about in like the first or second episode, this node is just so efficient for 1 point, you should just be taking it anyway. Yeah, I think my biggest mistake was it's been so long since I've played. I was thinking to myself, oh yeah, I usually just rush 30% increase maps and then get my secondary, but that's not true. I usually get it around 20 or 25%. But I think because of what this node is doing, like Kirac straight up gives you completions and extra maps and stuff like that, where Harbinger is just going to make it so your extra maps you have, you can turn those into completions of the same tier. So I think you should take it earlier than you would, like, let's say, back before the Kirac change, where my meta was I always went up here, which I think pretty much everyone did. I wouldn't take that at 30%. I would take that sooner than that. So that was just like, like a brain fart, I guess. I don't know what you want to call it. I will say, I think Kirac is absolutely without a doubt essential. You should definitely be taking it like normal. But I think what's changed is you don't necessarily have to go for scouting reports anymore, because I think just getting the Kirac itself is going to be high value for you, because a lot of the times to use a scouting report, especially if you finished everything of the lower tier, you're not really going to get any maps you can get completions on, but always, like, I mean, just resetting his shop alone is incredible value. But at Kirac's absolute worst, like worst case scenario, you're just getting a free map of relatively the tier you're running right now. So Kirac is insane. I'm not going to be going for scouting reports anymore. If you're going to be doing what I'm doing, if you do want to try Harbinger, you should take it much sooner than you would normally go for the Kirac stuff, at least in my opinion. So anyway, I came up here, but yeah, getting the third shaping node is really important. You really want to get that +1 chance as soon as you can. It was fun experimenting. I kind of wish I didn't screw it up. I wish I took this sooner so I could have actually tried it. So that's what I'll be doing next week. I have only seen Alva once, maybe twice on this character, but I am getting so many scarabs, and I'm really tempted to use them, but it would just be a complete waste. I can't wait till I get to the point where I can actually spec into Alva. Obviously, we're nowhere near that. My main goal right now is just to try and maintain tier 6 plus. I want to be in yellow tier maps, mainly because obviously, I want to progress my Atlas. But in addition to that, hey, a second Kirac, what the hell? I guess we broke the seal or something. But mainly, I just really want to get my Uber Lab done, which will be fantastic because I am a Juggernaut. So my Kirac mission had a map that I needed, but it was Ellie Reflect, so I couldn't run it. But funny enough, my Mercenary does not care. He out-heals the Reflect, so ended up getting it done. And on top of that, the map dropped me a tier 6 I need, and it dropped another tier 6 I needed. So that one Kirac mission gave me 3 completions, which is absolutely insane. Kirac is amazing. I love Kirac. I do want to mess with the Harbinger stuff, like I said, but not for a while. Anyway, I got Ice Bite support from my map runners. To be honest with you, now that I'm in higher tier maps, like, I'm actually maintaining gold pretty well, and having the map runners just do all my low tier maps feels really nice. I keep getting, like, random support gems, currency orbs here and there. It's just really nice. I did my first invitation, taking some more nodes. My plan now is to get to 25% maps, and then I'm going to go take more shaping, well, not shaping nodes, but the +1 nodes, and then eventually get all the pack size stuff. I have been gambling every once in a blue moon on axes, but to be honest with you, like, dumping 5k gold is pretty hard to do. There's so much I could do with that, but I do think I need to gamble more because my gear is terrible. Hey, you know what? Are the rolls bad? Yeah, they're kind of bad. To be fair, though, I can just put that on my Mercenary, and now he's freeze immune, which is pretty sick. I got another Spore Gem from my Map Runner, and this exile right here, it was between the Le Hoop of All or 3 Orbs of Alchemy. And to be honest with you, I was really close to taking the Alks, but dude, that Ringer's just so good. Threw it right on my Mercenary, free rarity, free damage, and obviously, like, it's an insane leveling ring, so it was an easy pick. Uh, that was a pretty good map. So I got another Kirac mission and a tier 5 that I needed. It's kind of funny that I went like 100 maps straight, never saw Kirac once, and now I've seen him 3 times in like an hour. I'm not complaining, but it's just kind of funny how that works out sometimes. My mission did not give me a completion, which is obviously very sad. But at the same time, I did get the endless Strongboxes, which is pretty fun. I didn't really end up getting anything good from it, but I mean, it's always just like good to get free loot, just kill a bunch of stuff. I got 2 support gems for the map, so can't really complain. My poor gold. Also, his shop had another completion, so easy. So if it wasn't already very obvious to you from the last few clips, Kirac is still by far the best way to fill your Atlas skill tree for at least the first few days. I mean, probably you should keep it spec for like ever. I mean, just think, I spent basically only 1 point on Kirac, and Kirac himself has given me like, I don't know, 7 or 8 completions, and I've only seen him 2, this being my 3rd time. So yeah, if you're wondering if Kirac is still good, yes. I don't think that's a big surprise for most people, but just in case you were wondering, I will say though, again, I think if I would have taken the Harbingers a lot earlier, instead of mistakenly thinking I should wait for 30% before I took it, I think it would have been a lot better and more impactful. But yeah, I definitely like this plan. This will be what I do in the future. I'll probably start going up here at 20 and then take this, take this. My goal now, I'm going to fill up here and grab all the pack size stuff. I was thinking I might grab these 2 small nodes before pack size, but honestly, pack size is absolutely amazing, so I'm probably just going to rush it. So I'm officially done all my tier 5 maps. I only need 1 more tier 4, and then I'm officially done with all the white tier maps, which feels absolutely amazing. That always feels like the first big, like, threshold for me whenever a new league starts. As soon as I'm done all of my white maps, everything just, like, kind of falls into place. I'm not saying, like, I instantly jump up to, like, perfectly maintaining or anything like that, but that always just feels like the first big barrier, and once you get through that, everything just kind of levels out. Granted, you know, now that I'm saying that, I might jinx myself or whatever, but I don't know, it's usually how it's been. But anyway, getting a bunch more support gems, so I plan right now, I'm going to run all my tier 4s and tier 5s, and hopefully get to the point of infinitely maintaining yellow so I can move up to red, but who knows, we'll see what happens. And other than that, I'm just hoping I get a weapon. At some point, because it's not today. Hey, if you made it this far in the video, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I am level 83, 9% of the way to 84. So far, we have done 144 total maps, 140 of them being white. Pretty happy with our progress so far. I'm really happy that I didn't hard commit to the Harbinger and I chained my tree up. Because let me tell you something, the biggest problem I had wasn't necessarily Kirac, though obviously Kirac was like a huge positive for me. It was just not having the shaping nodes. I waited way too long to take the 3rd one. Once you have all 3, you're like, obviously you're not done, you still need more, but it just feels so nice. My next 4 points, I'm going to take all these small nodes here, take the pack size wheel, and then come up here and just get as much +1 chance as I can. Getting this up to like, I think 80% eventually or something like that. But yeah, that's my plan right now. My currency is looking pretty good. I've been deleting a lot of stuff. Let me get rid of these. These trash axes. But yeah, I've been doing pretty good so far. A lot of currency. I've been wasting a lot of alchemies because I'm kind of an idiot. My map pool is looking a lot better. My plan is to run all these tier 5s. I was going to do all the tier 4s, but I don't think I'm going to bother. Run all my tier 5s, and then hopefully I'll have a nice bunch of like tier 6s to run. And then hopefully I can just chain off and stay in yellows forever. At some point I am going to have to get my tier 4. But I'm not too, like, normally I'd be like kind of bothered by this, because as you can see I have everything else done. But to be honest with you, since I'm going to do Harbinger eventually, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal to randomly get this. And at some point, hopefully Kirac will be nice to me and actually, you know, just sell me the map. But anyway, I've been talking your ear off a lot this league, so I'm going to give you a break. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.